Can you imagine you had to make ends meet, but your job isn't paying you enough to do so? Like that thought to me is such a scary thought, because it's something that just makes you feel very like very scared. Like it's crazy. It's crazy to like think about it. The minimum wage was enacted in the United States in 1938, and ever since it has been such a big part of American society. The minimum the minimum wage in California should be raised to at least $20 the hour, because California is so expensive right now, and it's just crazy to see all these prices like going up every day, and it's something that should be done, because it's unfair for people to be making like $14 the hour, 13, and they have to pay like the rent, and it's just not enough. So much people right now in California are struggling just to pay their basic needs because of the amount they're making. Moving on, the minimum wage should be raised to at least $20 the hour in California, because it will reduce the number of people in poverty. It would ensure that more low-wage workers are paid enough to cover basic living expenses, and it would just help so many families in need. Raising the minimum wage would reduce the number of people in poverty. In the article by American Progress, it emphasizes how raising this minimum wage would put more money in people's wallets. And this point, to me, meant that boosting the income of low-wage workers would just increase families' income above the poverty threshold as a whole, and it would just benefit them in a great way. In an article by the New York Times, it called "Why the Minimum Wage Should Be Raised," and acts a message on how many people in poverty are just struck by so many like unfortunate like obstacles, so many people are just in financial need as a whole, and they need more help. They need money to like help cover their needs. Raising the minimum wage would really help impact so many lives in such positive ways. It would ensure people are getting paid to cover their basic living expenses as well. In the article called "Should the Minimum Wage Be Raised?", it talks about the pros and cons of raising the minimum wage. In the article, it mentions how wages right now aren't enough for people to cover their everyday essentials. And for me, that was kind of a point that really like got to me, because as humans, like we need so much resources every day. Like we need our food, we need our water, we need like a car to move, and seeing people like not having like these things like to move on in life is such a crazy thought. Although it has so much benefits, raising the minimum wage also has its cons. For example, if they raise the minimum wage here in California, price levels for consumer goods would just go up and up and up, and it would just increase as a whole. So like although increasing the minimum wage has its benefits, it could also have its cons as well. Not everyone is born into wealth, as so many people like me have to work for our things. We have to get up every day, go to work. We have to pay off our bills. It's not easy for everyone to pay off their bills, because not everyone is born into like that privilege of being wealthy. Increasing the wage in California, it was just to me, the main point is it would just help increase. I mean, it would just help many families in need, because it's sad seeing so many families suffer through this like pandemic without having like the resources they need to survive. It's a scary thing that you may not have enough money to live another month of comfort. Like for example, if a family has like a month like without paying rent, and they have to go work a job and to pay, and they have like no like enough money to do so, like it's such a it's such a scary thought to me, because I know it's not easy. Many families are many families right now are just living check by check, and sometimes like it's hard. Like you can't. I mean, what could one do about it? Like we can't really just do nothing just besides work. That's all we could do. A study showed that nearly 3.5 million families do not earn sufficient income to meet basic needs. 3.5 million families in California. In California, not in the US, only in California. 3.5 million families. This just has to be addressed, because it's unfair for these families to not be able to live like a life of financial stability. Like everyone deserves to be free, like it's not fair. Helping out people in need is, well, to me, is the main reason why this minimum wage should be raised, because like I said, like the study showed 3.5 million people just here in California itself like are 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 suffering through financial need, and it's not fair at all. Like people need to live a life of comfort too. Increasing the minimum wage to at least $20 in California would really benefit these people in many great ways. It would really help them live a life that they deserve, and it will help them take care of their families as well. I think another main point is about raising the minimum wage is that it will help the younger generations pursue their dreams, because they could be able to afford more more expensive things that, like, if they work, like uh they get paid more, like a better wage, and they could like pursue like bigger schools and all those great things. We all deserve to live a life of financial stability, and to do so, jobs must pay that their workers a fair wage, and doing this would just help many families, because it's unfair seeing these families suffer, and we all deserve to help our families live a life of prosperity and freedom. Thank you.